Okay, so today I'm going to be repadding this RTX 3080 for the Win 3. This is one I bought used. Does 100 mega hash to 101 mega hash, no problem. It doesn't really even overheat. It just gets to about like 106 on the MIM when it's about 90 degrees in my garage. I know that's not even all that bad, but I have a couple of these that run 5-6 degrees C cooler on the MIM, so I'm just going to repad this and see if I can get this one to do the same. So that's going to be what I'm going to be doing today. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to take these 4 screws off the back. Mine had a plate right here. And then you want to take the 2 middle screws off, that one underneath the sticker, that one up there. And then none of these need to come off because they have little nut heads on them. Then these all need to come off. You need to take those off equally, all 4 of these screws, and that's what I'm doing right now. I went to go take these little screws off, and you can see that, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Anyways, there's a little nut down there. And it's not really holding anything but that back plate on, so we definitely do not need to take that off. Alright, so I got it separated. Don't forget about your plugs. There's going to be these 3 plugs, and then there's going to be this one plug for your LEDs. Each one of those is for your fans, and that's for your LEDs. Yeah, these thermal pads are pretty toast, as you can see. So time to put some new ones on. Okay, so the first step to putting new ones on is you have to clean the old ones off with some alcohol. So get that and start cleaning all those off. And you can see not all the thermal pads on this are bad. The thick ones are good, but all the 1 mils, all the 1 mil ones got hot and cracked. You can really see it over here, how they just kind of started not having the same coverage. So, you know, I mean, this thing wasn't overheating or nothing, but this will definitely help it. So I'm going to clean all this stuff off of the cooler and the card and get ready to put on new pads. You will need 3 different sizes for this. You will need 2 mil, you will need 1 mil, and you will need 3 mil. So pretty much I found this website that kind of gives you a little layout, so you can see where the 3 mil little strips are, get your 1 mils and 2 mils right there. Okay, so got it all nice and cleaned. You don't have to get out the stuff in between. Just as long as the top of your modules are clean, you're good to go, and the cooler is all clean. So now it's time to start cutting up pads. Okay, I got all my thermal pads on, and I got my thermal paste on. And I had some 20-watt GPU riser thermal pads for the 2 mils, so I just decided to put those on instead. So time to slap this cooler back on. Alright, got the cooler on, everything's screwed down, got the 3 fans plugged in, the 1 LED plug in the back. You can see the new pads down there. So yeah, wasn't very hard at all. I actually just laid the GPU like this. Brought the cooler in like this, plugged in that back plug first, plugged in these 3 plugs, and then lined it up and just sat it down like that, and then pressed real hard, flipped it over, and I just kind of flipped it over like this onto the back, and pressed real hard, and then put these screws in first, tightened them down around, you know, caddy quarter all the way around, and then put these 2 middle screws in next, the one on the sticker and this one, and this back plate on last. And that was it. This is actually pretty easy to repad. So there's only 1 side instead of like the founder positions, there's 2. So hopefully this helps me in my thermals. Okay, well, that didn't work. All that website sizes were all wrong. So out of an act of desperation, I am stacking and making my own sizes. I am officially out of thermal pads, and I'm going to be out of thermal paste. So if this doesn't work, yeah, I'm buying more stuff. So here goes nothing. I've stacked a bunch of 1 mils, 2 mils, 2 mils and 2 mils, and took all the 3 mils off, and This has been a mess. Okay, so I got it working now. My memory is now cold. It's not jumping up to 110 degrees immediately. Yeah, that website, that GPU pad sizes website is so wrong. I had to redo every single pad, a custom double layer stack, smush it down. It's ridiculous. And if you guys, I don't know if you guys can be able to see this, but right here, right when I was putting on the last little bit, you guys can see it right there, it moved. Right at the last little bit moved, like right there, and you can see the pads like not touching right there. You see that? If I squeeze it, it'll touch. It won't touch. Squeeze it, it'll touch. So I don't know if that's hot or not. I gotta figure that out, and if it is, I'll have to pull it down and redo it for like a 5th time. But yeah, that was definitely hard knocks learning. Definitely get the custom pads for these EVGAs, because 1, 2s, and 3s are not the size that it needs. So hopefully this helps some of you guys, and do not listen to that GPU pad size website.